But I want to focus on the idea that how a student learns. So my mom was a nursery school teacher, and my dad was a high school principal, so I grew up a lot about learning about schools and how they work. A student has to be, let's call it, ready to learn, and there are some factors in that. Do they feel like they belong in the classroom? Do they feel comfortable? Is the curriculum, is what's being taught something that resonates with them? Do they see themselves and their elementary kids in the picture books? Do they see an inspiration? Do they even, and we get bigger than that, do they believe that this education is going to take them somewhere? So being ready to learn, I think, is really a key point that we need to be paying attention to, and it's not new. I also have a child at Whitman. Now, I will say my child is not reporting people running crazy all over the school, and he is really thriving at this point after the initiatives that have been put in place this year, and I'm thankful for that. I will say last year was a little bit more disrupted, but I always found, and he always has told me, that the teaching staff does what they can to center learning. What happens is if a kid isn't ready to learn, it affects all the other students in the classroom. So there are a number of ways to address this. One is always having a variety of different subject matter that kids are exposed to so they can find their space. If art is what really brings them into school, let's have art. If they love to speak other languages and they're good at it, let's have other languages. Those don't take away from learning, they build on the learning. In fact, there's a lot of research done that shows that music and art and having different kinds of languages exposed at an early age help to actually prepare you for higher level math, as well as being able to handle the English exam. So I have kids at all levels right now. I'm working with one because getting ready for the ACT, he hasn't had to take multiple choice questions in a long time, right? So he's working hard on that. I have two of my kids, my two younger kids are African American. They do navigate the fact that they don't always feel like they belong in the schools. They don't always have adults that they connect with on the cultural, social level. But I do also say that there's a lot of teachers that help them. Special ed definitely needs more investment there, but we need to really look at the targeted at each school level. And last, I'll say I was at this really great meeting earlier this week about hiring a new principal for Madison. I will wrap this up really fast. And what I loved about what the two district leaders who were there, Dr. Marble and Dr. Means, said is there were a couple of parents, there was a handful of parents there, and they said, we have to really figure out for this school, who is going to get out there and not only get academic achievement, but really get the kids invested in showing up each day to learn. And that's what I think we need to emphasize.